Hey guys, welcome to ABC Cooking, where I'm going to show you the recipes I've learned growing up as an American-born Chinese. Today we're making Taiwanese burgers, called Gua Bao in Chinese. First we have to make the dough, and to start that we have to activate our dry yeast. To activate the yeast, add the yeast, sugar, and lukewarm water to some kind of a container and mix. You want to use lukewarm water because cold water just won't wake up the yeast, and hot water actually kills it. The ideal temperature for activating yeast is between 105 and 110 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you have one of those instant read thermometers, now would be a good time to use it. After mixing, let the yeast water mixture sit for about 10 to 15 minutes until it becomes bubbly and foamy. While the yeast sits, we can start working on the dry ingredients for the steamed buns. So measure out the needed flour, and then add some salt and oil. I'm really not adding that much salt. I just had to violently shake the bottle since we were running out of salt in this container. And then once you've got the dry ingredients measured out and the yeast has become foamy like this, we can add the liquids to the dry ingredients. Gradually add the liquids to the flour mixture until a shaggy ball of dough starts to form. From there, turn the dough out onto your work surface and knead the dough for about 10 minutes until it becomes smooth. So, some general advice when making bread doughs: you want to take out a little bit of the measured flour before adding in your liquids. You want to do this because sometimes you just need less flour than you do another time, and it's a lot easier to add in flour once the dough starts to come together than to add in water. I foolishly did not do this, so I had to add in some water to the dough as I was kneading it, and it took me probably like 3 times as long to knead the dough, and I really wanted to cry while doing this. So when you're making this and any other bread, just make sure you take out a little bit of the flour before mixing. Once you finally finish kneading, set the dough aside in a bowl and cover it with a damp kitchen towel or paper towel, or just wrap it with some saran wrap. Then let the dough sit for about an hour until it doubles in size. Now we can cut the dough into pieces and form it into the steamed bun shapes. The number of pieces you want to cut the dough into depends on how big you want the buns to be. If you want smaller, regular size buns, then you can cut it into about 12 pieces, but I'm going to cut it into 8 pieces because I like big buns and I cannot lie. God, that was embarrassing. So first flour your work surface and then cut the dough into however many pieces you like, depending on the size of buns that you like. Set the pieces that you won't be working on aside under the plastic wrap or whatever paper towel, kitchen towel you used. To form the dough balls into the steamed bun shape, take one piece, roll it in your hands until you have a relatively smooth ball, and then press it on either side to form it into a kind of a nugget shape. Place the nugget onto your work surface and then use your rolling pin to roll it out lengthwise until it's about a 1/4 inch thick. Then take a pastry brush and brush over a thin layer of oil on top of the dough. I'm using sesame oil because I like how it smells, but you can just use regular vegetable or canola oil. Then fold the dough over hamburger style, and you have your steamed bun Gua Bao shape. Continue this process until every piece has been shaped. Then set the pieces aside again for about 20 to 30 minutes until they've risen and become puffy. While the buns are proofing, we can start working on the toppings for the Gua Bao. The first topping is something called suan cai. Suan cai is a traditional Chinese pickled vegetable. Suan cai literally means sour vegetable. The type of suan cai I'm using is made from mustard greens. So for the preparation of the suan cai, just cut open the package and drain out the pickling juices, then pick off a few leaves and then dice those up. Next, heat some oil in a frying pan over medium heat, and then add the cilantro and stir fry until it's fragrant. Then set aside. Then I'm going to thinly slice some green parts of the green onion, chop some cilantro leaves, and then thinly slice some cucumber. And I'm going to make kind of a quick pickle out of these cucumber slices, so I'm just going to rub them with some salt and then add some rice wine vinegar. Now let's go back to the buns. Place the buns on top of parchment paper into a heated steamer basket. I'm using metal steamer baskets over a frying pan of hot water. Put the lid back on and let the buns sit in the warm steamer for 10 minutes. Then turn the heat on and cook the buns for 15 minutes. Once the buns are done cooking, it's time for assembly. So I'm going to show you 3 different ways of assembling your steamed buns. The first way is the traditional way. So take your braised pork belly, which was shown in my previous video, top that with the stir-fried swansai, and then sprinkle on some peanut powder. This peanut powder is just made from crushed up toasted peanuts mixed with sugar. And then finally, sprinkle on the chopped cilantro. The next Gua Bao is going to be topped with some gansai. That's also in my previous video, so check that out. And then on top of the gansai, I'm going to add those sliced up green onions. And I know some of these ingredients will be hard for some of you to find, so the third bun is made with ingredients you should be able to find at your local grocery store. So on top of the pork belly, I'm just going to add those quick pickled cucumbers and then top those with the cilantro. You could also add some sriracha or some kind of hot sauce on top if you like. Now I'm gonna go in for a bite of this traditional Gua Bao. Man, if you've never had a Taiwanese hamburger before, you should definitely try out this recipe. You've got the delicious fatty pork belly, but then you get a bite of the swansai, and that pickled sour flavor just cuts through the richness of the pork. And then you've got the toasted peanut powder, which adds a level of sweetness and crunch. And to top it all off, you've got the fresh flavor from the cilantro. You can tell how much I like this dish based on how vigorously I'm nodding. Like, basically my whole body is shaking. What the heck? It's so good. Thanks for watching this video. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And remember, if you follow me, cooking can be easy as ABC. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!